Ever get bored of taking the same old boring photographs? You look through your photos and you see the same old compositions. Boring. To be honest, me too, and that's why I've come out into my local area to try and capture some interesting frames, but hopefully it'll give me a little bit of interest in my photography for today. So I am going to shoot this scene with a filter, slow down the shutter speed and hopefully capture some of the lights now coming through from the traffic at the bottom there. So just to explain what I'm doing here, so I've obviously got the camera on the tripod just so I've got that stability, and I have just changed my ND filter to an ND8, which is a darker one, because I need to actually slow the shutter speed down. So I'm just going to quickly shoot this one, and it's on a 2-second timer, but now that is shooting around 4 seconds, so I've managed to get a bit more darkness into the camera, because that's what you need to slow the shutter speed down. And I'm now getting the light trails off the vehicles down there, so I just don't want any kind of movement on that camera to get me some nice kind of trails at the bottom here and still capture what I'm after in good detail. So this is now an f/22, 4 seconds shutter, and ISO 100 to get me some nice kind of trails at the bottom here. You often have to just, well, bring everything down as much as possible so that you've got a slow shutter speed. Otherwise you won't have enough time for the lens to be capturing the light. And I'm just going to get this again because the traffic's just started, so I'm hopefully going to capture these down there, which should hopefully give me a nice bit of light trail. So we'll see how that one's turned out. Yeah, that's pretty good in there actually as well. So that's the benefit of bringing a tripod with you, is that you'll be able to set this kind of shot up and, you know, capture a little bit more interest if you want to. So that's a completely different setup to what I've been shooting most of the afternoon, but because I've got the tripod I can actually do that. Just trying to get these light kind of sources from the car that gives you a really good kind of interesting shot. So yeah, kind of like experimenting with different things, but you do need a good setup to do it with that's going to be you know, worth shooting, and I think that one definitely was. So I might just try another one as well, see what else I can do as the night's drawing to a bit of an end here. So I'm just trying a different angle now. I'm a little bit further down the bar walls and managed to get a landscape shot in as well. So I'm going to give this one a go. But I do actually have a longer timer now, so it's giving me a really good trail on the lights there, which is nicer, but less light on the Minster at the back. But I can actually get a lot more longer exposure in. So this might actually make for a slightly better shot. It's nice to get a landscape equivalent as well, so I've got portrait and landscape shots of this. But as I say, the Minster's just not quite lit as well as it was, you know, 5-10 minutes ago. But it's nice to get the landscape frame in and just have a longer exposure, just to try and capture a little bit more light. So I've just moved that a little bit closer now. Now it's got a little bit quieter with people walking past. I've moved the tripod to a good position, so I've got a nice landscape. It's around 30 seconds now. So you can see here, really nice kind of trails going on, which is exactly what I want. So it's turned out quite nicely now. Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed that video. It was something a little bit different in terms of just testing out some different photography styles, different way to kind of shoot your photography and play around with different settings, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up, and see you in the next one soon. Cheers.